Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another broadcast of The Weekly with me, Neff. Please subscribe to the channel and share our videos with a couple of friends. We are trying to reach 500 subscriptions, and every subscription helps us out with that goal. We have some more news from James Gunn. Apparently, he has denied the fact that The Brave and the Bold has been delayed. I did see news of this a couple of days ago, didn't report on it, but there was some statements released that they were actually pushing back The Brave and the Bold after they decided to push back the Batman Part 2 to a 2027 release. So I guess James Gunn got wind of that and decided to speak on it personally. But let's read into it here. James Gunn says The Brave and the Bold has not been delayed. Quote, "I'm not sure what you're talking about," end quote. Despite director Andy Muschietti claiming that The Brave and the Bold has been postponed, DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn has now insisted there is no delay. During a recent podcast interview, The Brave and the Bold director Andy Muschietti said that the upcoming movie, which will introduce a new actor as the DCU's Batman, has been postponed a little bit, and that he might helm another project first. This was followed by the news that Matt Reeves' The Batman sequel had been pushed back a full year and will not hit theaters until 2027. There were assumptions that these developments must be connected with the delays, giving Reeves and DC Studios co-head James Gunn more time to figure out how to proceed with these separate universes and decide whether they should make Robert Pattinson the DCU's Dark Knight. Gunn would later take to social media to claim that The Batman Part 2, which will no longer be the film's official title, being pushed was simply down to the script being incomplete, and the Superman director has now said that The Brave and the Bold has not been delayed. This is from X here. A user says, his name is Superhero Base. The Batman, the Brave, and the Bold hasn't been delayed, according to James Gunn. The Brave and the Bold has not been delayed. I'm not sure what you are talking about. You have another user here stating that it has been pushed back here. It says, so was Matt Reeves lying when he said this? And is it also coincidence that The Brave and the Bold is being pushed back as well? That's where you get that response or rebuttal, whichever you want to call it, from James Gunn saying, hey, Brave and the Bold is not being pushed back. A lot of these things are being pushed back. Like we said, is it coincidence? Is it not coincidence? I do think it is coincidence. We also got reports that Superman had some negative test screening buzz around it, but that wasn't worth reporting to me. That's much hearsay, and to be honest, I don't give it much credence. We got the trailer, it was decent. And not that the trailer speaks for the film in its entirety, but definitely wanted to vet out the sources before I reported on something. But it was definitely interesting that you got that news, and then after that, the Batman Part 2 gets pushed back, and then apparently The Brave and the Bold gets pushed back. So I just thought that was odd, but let's continue. Gunn has previously made it clear that no DCU project will move forward until the script is ready. So technically, The Brave and the Bold can't be delayed if it had never been ready to begin production in the first place. This does still contradict Muschietti's comments, but we can probably just put it down to crossed wires for the time being, which does make sense. Even so, rumors persist that the Flash director has been taken off the project. Last year, we got confirmation that Muschietti had been enlisted to helm the Batman, The Brave and the Bold movie for DC Studios. This is a quote. "We saw The Flash even before taking the reins at DC Studios and knew we were in the hands of not only a visionary director, but a massive DC fan." This came from James Gunn and Peter Safran. And they said that in a joint statement at the time. It's a magnificent film, funny, emotional, thrilling, and Andy's affinity and passion for these characters and this world just resonates through every frame. Anybody that saw The Flash knows how that film turned out. One of the biggest flops of all time, and you could say that was the final nail in the coffin for the Zack Snyder verse. Let's finish up. So when it came time to find a director for The Brave and the Bold, there was really only one choice. Luckily, Andy said yes. Barbara signed on to produce with us, and we were on our way. They're an extraordinary team, and we couldn't have better or more inspiring partners as we embark on this thrilling new adventure in the DCU. Then the movie came out. Though The Flash does have its share of defenders, it did not perform well at the box office, and hyping the film up as one of the best superhero movies of all time backfired spectacularly in the eyes of most fans. For now, we'll just have to wait and see how things progress. Along with a new take on The Dark Knight, The Brave and the Bold will introduce a very different Robin in the form of Damian Wayne, a murderous tween raised by assassins who also happens to be the son that Batman never knew that he had. That's the end of that article there. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about all this news coming out of the DCU and the DC studios, I should say, overall, from James Gunn and it seems Saffron? A lot of back and forth regarding Superman. Obviously, it makes a lot of sense. There's going to be a lot of buzz around it and the new DCU that James Gunn has created for himself. But yes, a lot of news back and forth just about the future. I do think Superman is going to have a bearing on projects that do get greenlit in the future. We do know Superman is going to release. Obviously, the Batman Part 2 is going to be released eventually in 2027. We do have Clayface, which is supposed to arrive before the Batman Part 2. And now The Brave and the Bold seems to be up in the air. Definitely like to know what everyone thinks out there. If you like this video, please hit the like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for notifications, and I'll continue to update you on developments of Batman the Brave and the Bold. I think it could be a cool, interesting story if it's done right. And just share this video with a couple of friends as well and tell them to subscribe. It helps us out a lot, and we are trying to reach 500 subscriptions. With all that being said, be safe. It's Neff signing off.